is Christy Whitman with the Quantum Success Show, where you can get your information and inspiration to create your desires. And in this episode, we're going to go even deeper, and we're going to discuss why is fear so scary and then what to do about it. Fear is scary, yeah? Fear can be paralyzing. Fear can take us away from our power, and fear can draw more unwanted things from us and to us. You know, Marianne Williamson, we'll love that woman, has created a movement along with the Course in Miracles, teaching that fear is the absence of love. And love is the highest vibration in the universe, whereas fear is one of the lowest. So everyone knows, it's a human experience. Everyone knows what fear is, and we know it's not fun, and it's very scary. But no one really looks at why. So today I'm going to address why. Fear is scary because it threatens our power. Fear leaves us feeling powerless. Fear comes from lack, and there literally are no choices. There are no way out. Remember that in this amazing and abundant universe, there are at least 9 options for every given situation, circumstance, creation, or problem. I was a very fearful person until I learned that there are always options, and that I always have the power to look at what those options are. Again, I learned the butterfly, 9 options from my teacher and mentor, Karen Lamarck Wilson. And more than that, fear really threatens our power. It threatens the withdrawal of affection. Fear threatens the exposure of the dark side of the self. And it also threatens the exposure of the light side of the self, the positive qualities that people have, they haven't really learned to look at, and sometimes some of us have tucked away. It's what the late, great Debbie Ford called the shadow, the dark shadow and the light shadow. Fear threatens to expose them both. And most of us have a fear that we're not enough, which is totally from a lack perspective. And I had worked on that fear for years and that issue for years. But what's underneath that, all of that, was not that I was not enough, is that I was too much. I was too much energy for those that cared about me. I had too much, things to say. My dad used to say to me, Christy, I will give you a quarter if you could just be quiet for 1 minute. And then 2 seconds later, I would say, is a minute up yet? I had too much passion. I had too much life force running through me for those that took care of me. And I was told to suppress it. So to make those big people happy, I did. And now I can see, as a parent of 2 little boys that are so much like me, with so much love and light and passion and curiosity, and wanting, and they have just tons of energy. Oh, the energy. It could be tiring if I don't allow, as Abraham says, that our children will always have more energy than us. We might as well just embrace it and accept it. So based on the fact that I was communicated that I was too much, that was my light side. But then it became my dark side because I interpreted that it was bad to be too much. I was afraid to expose that side of me because I saw that what it did to those around me. And I still get that a little bit from some people in my life, that I'm too much. But now I'm not afraid to be who I am. But I do know when to tone it down around certain people. I don't dim my light or my power like I used to. I just keep all the juiciness, enoughness to myself instead of expressing it like I can in these shows for those of you that want it and receive it. So another reason that fear is so scary is that it threatens to either create or cause devastation. So what do I mean by that? It threatens that we will be obliterated or demolished, or that what we have or what we've created will be destroyed or taken away from us in a very devastating way. I used to have this fear too. I know for me, as I started to create more love and abundance and success in my life, I started to have fears that popped up that like all this stuff would be taken away from me. All the amazing love, all the support, all that, like everything that Frederick brings into my life would just be taken from me, or I would lose it in some way. And that actually prevented me from fully living and giving into that relationship, because the pain of losing that would be so horrific. So I'll only allow myself to, feel a portion of that love or to receive a portion of that love, just in case. I don't want to lose it. And thank God I had the tools to release that fear, because when I was in that fear, it was very scary and it hurt my relationship. So finally, fear is so scary because it can feel like it threatens us or what we have, like the fear of the total loss of something and the devastation that could bring. Fear kind of says, watch out, you're going to lose everything that you appreciate and love, and you'll end up alone. It's the feeling of feeling like blackmailed, and like something's going to be exposed, so you better pay up. Well, that's what fear does. It says, if you don't cooperate with us, if you don't be afraid of us, then we're going to do something, and you better pay up. As with any blackmail, if you expose it, you're safe. It's like if you're sitting in bed and seeing what we think is a big monster in their closet, and if we sit there and do nothing about it, our minds go, right? And the monster gets bigger and the fear gets bigger and stronger. Instead, just get out of your bed, go turn on the light, and look in the closet, and you'll see that it was just a shirt. So my question to all of this, to really pop this fear energy, since we are deliberate creators and create our own life experience anyways, right? When you go into the fear and expose it for what it is, it doesn't feel scary anymore, nor does it take your power away. So why would love be withdrawn? What would happen to intimacy? What would happen to the caring? What is that dark side that you're so afraid of, or the light side that you're even more afraid of? What is that scary monster that's in your closet that needs to be exposed? Because there is no scary monster. It's just the threat of a scary monster. And as you can expose that to yourself, then you reduce, not eliminate, but you reduce why fear is so scary. And once you can reduce it, then fear can then once again be that, like that instinct, that natural part of you, that survival instinct or fight or flight. And it allows you to feed yourself, and it can become the teacher. Because think about it, fear was our first teacher. The very first one we ever had. The fear of our mother withdrawing our love, or her love, and withdrawing the nurturing, all of that. Fear was a great teacher. It's a great motivator. I actually heard from Lazarus years ago that if necessity is the mother of invention, then too often the father of invention is fear. It could be a great motivation. We've been wired to feel fear for a reason, just like every single other emotion that we're wired for. It's there to inform us. Fear can warn you. It can cause you to remind you and keep you within the boundaries of your own self and your own direction. Fear can be the boundary to let you know when you're getting off course. So fear can be a very informative and positive emotion if you can take away the threat. And in the same vein, once you remove the threat, then you can learn to work with fear, and it doesn't have to be frightening at all. Like all the emotions, fear doesn't have to be the enemy. In fact, it can become a strange but nonetheless very valuable ally. So it's really with all emotions that we allow the information and the communication that it contains, so that we can go deep within ourselves and pay attention to ourselves and uncover what is the fear trying to tell us. It's then and only then that we turn on the light and we really resolve any issues, which is what true freedom is anyway. So please leave me a comment. Let me know how this information has impacted you. Let's continue the conversation. And as always, if you haven't already done so, please go to ChristyWhitman.com and join the family. And if you like this video, please share it with your friends and family. Please remember that the universe is friendly and is always working for you. It's always supporting you in whatever you're asking for. And you ask by your energy and vibration that you send out. Have an amazing week. Hi, I'm excited to announce the release of the Quantum Success online magazine, an additional resource for you to receive more information and inspiration to help you create all that you desire. It's available on Amazon and iTunes, and it stands now.